Welcome to The Real CO.
I'm Cindy.
And I'm Olivia.
And we're here to talk about our truths,
our opinions,
and our perspective
in the world of health.
Can't stop, won't stop. Where the brakes at? I give him that diddy bop. Like, take that, take that, take that, take that. I'ma put in work.
Hi guys, we're so glad to be back on here again today.
Kind of glad. I'm sad today.
It's been a hard week. Tell them what's going on.
Well, no, my son just left to go to Washington, which is awesome. But his job is special forces, and he's so that means he really can't tell me. And then when he does go out on a sub, it will be for a year at a time.
That's a year. Okay, maybe I missed that earlier.
I didn't really talk about that earlier
Okay.
because that's the part I don't like to talk about.
Yeah.
And so, that's all. It's just kind of sad. He's doing his thing. That's awesome. And I'm proud of him. But still get you. So I'll be fine. I just got to, roll with that as a mom a little bit. So, yeah. But, I have the app. That's what I was saying. And all you moms want to stalk your kids right here, Life 360. He's somewhere in Montana. And there's a song from the 80s I could sing, but I won't do that to you. In fact, now I think he's in Idaho. Speaking of Idaho,
that was a perfect opening.
What is our icebreaker question?
So if you were a potato, how would you be cooked?
So I didn't really have a lot of time to think about this. I know what I would want to eat. I would want to eat mashed potatoes all day long, but I don't want that to happen to me.
Yeah.
So I really like, one of my second favorite is when I take like red potatoes and I do them in like olive oil and a lot of garlic and onion and herbs and just get it all in there good and then bake them slow.
That sounds really good.
So good. So good. Second favorite potato, would rather die that way. I'd rather eat mashed potatoes, but I don't want to die that way.
Yeah, I understand. So I don't know that I want, now that you say it like that, I don't think I like so if I were a potato, initially I thought I would be French fries.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So my family, my kids love French fries. And I just...
Do you make them homemade?
I make them homemade, but it's so easy because, I'm a little bit late to the game.
I'm impressed with that. I don't even do that.
Well, it's so easy with this little thing.
I have Amazon. That, and I've never used it.
Really?
I got that from Pampered Chef like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Never used it.
Well, then I'm real late to the game because I just found this a couple of months ago, plus the air fryer.
Yeah.
So I just literally just chop it up, which if that was me, I really wouldn't want my head chopped off. So I'm thinking of a better way to cook myself. But just salt, pepper, air fry them for 15 minutes, and boom, they're the best. We do sweet potatoes, red potatoes, yellow potatoes, and my kids dog them. Like, they love them. French fries.
All right, I'm doing that. I love the air fryer.
Yeah, and it's just a good alternative,
to not have French fries, which we don't because of that. Mm-hmm. So, and my kids love them. Mm-hmm. Yep. Love some French fries. They love sweet potato fries.
Yeah.
Impressed.
So that was kind of our opener to what we're going to be talking about today, which is carbohydrates, fiber, which fiber is a carb. And this is, she's not, with our gas station goodie, you're not going to love it. I'm sorry, I didn't look at the fiber intake.
No, but see, that's good. That's good to, because that's why we look at it.
Right. And hydration, how all these things kind of play a role into how we can meet our wellness goals. So, do you want me to?
Yeah, you can. Okay. Well, one of my statements is a lot of times when I have people come in, we have this whole Atkins, and first it was Atkins, then it was keto. And I mean, we can pull the car over all day on this.
Seriously.
So the only thing I'm going to start out by saying is I do not like keto, right? Wow. Go ahead. Bring it.
I know
Just
it.
nail me. My truth, my opinion, my perspective. And here's why. Number one, your body was really not geared to break down that much fat, right? That's why if you think about it, most people now have gut issues. They have pancreatitis. They've lost their gallbladder, right? Your gallbladder's job is to secrete enzymes, bile to break down fat. When you no longer have a gallbladder, you can't do that. And no wonder things are, and so a lot of times, just like with thyroid, which we'll talk about in a minute, the gallbladder starts dysfunctioning. And the other thing is you end up with Crohn's, colitis, IBS, IBD, gluten sensitivity, lactose intolerance, acid reflux, GERD. You think you're losing weight, your body's just losing water. And the problem is because you have no fiber. And I have people that come in and they're like, oh, yes, I do. I eat all this spinach. That's great, but you're not going to get enough fiber. So I'm going to hand over the carb conversation real fast so that I can breathe a minute, because obviously it's pretty touchy with us. We love carbs. We will lay in them like it's like our pillow. Anyway.
Yes. So I think it's important too that when we're looking at those diets like the Atkins and keto, essentially what you're doing is you're cutting out a whole macronutrient group, which naturally will lower your caloric intake. And we know in general to lose body fat, it's calories in versus calories out in a nutshell. There's other factors and things like that too. But if you're eliminating a whole entire macronutrient group, you've just eliminated a group of calories that, and actually replace them with your protein and your fats. They still have calories.
And fat has 9 calories versus a carb's 4.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So 1 gram of carbohydrates is 4 calories. So I guess, can we just talk about like the breakdown of not good carbs? I hate that term. Complex and simple carbs.
So here's how I'll break it down.
Yeah.
So you have complex simple carbs. So tell me what you think about this. This is my easy scenario when I talk to people. So we have rice. Let's say you're going to sit down and have rice. Brown rice, black rice, blue rice, red rice. I don't care. It's rice. Okay. And you're going to eat that rice. It's going to break down super quick. It is. It's going to turn into simple sugar, glucose, very, very quickly. And your blood sugar levels are going to be like this. Woo! Right? And when that happens, if it rises too quickly, it can cause a slew of issues. And that's where people think carbs are bad. Now let's take the same amount of rice. Black rice, red rice, blue rice, purple rice. I don't care. Rice. And we're going to put in some broccoli. And we're going to put in some chicken. So we've added a little bit of fibrous vegetable and some protein. Those are going to allow that same carb to break down much slower and not spike glucose, insulin, blood sugar levels. And that is how I explain good carbs, bad carbs. Good carbs have fiber and protein. Bad carbs don't.
Yeah, they're simple. I will say, I think that there's a time and a place for simple carbohydrates.
Like Christmas.
Yes. Or like
my birthday.
Yeah. Or if you need like a quick burst of energy for whatever reason, they're
clean the house.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's a good idea.
Take the kids on a hike.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I like to break it down. There's people out there that think like, well, I'm going to eat this. A carbohydrate's a carbohydrate. Well, yes and no, but as you can see, there are differences. Not to mention, I think that in my opinion, the more complex carbohydrates are a little bit more nutrient dense too. So you're getting not only your extra fiber in there, but you're getting your vitamins A and a lot of vitamin A, especially in sweet potatoes. But
yeah, and then my other, like something else that when it comes to carbs, is what I try to tell people is your body runs on your body. Every single thing you eat. Everything you eat, your body processes simple sugar.
Yeah.
It's going to turn it into sugar. Yeah. It's going to turn it because that's how your body functions. It's just the rate that it turns it in there. So if you're not, like you said, if you don't need quick energy, if you're not going, then make sure you don't use quick energy.
Yes.
Make sure you use something that breaks down slower. That I think is the biggest thing. And then obviously, I'm a firm believer in fiber.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to say, I am too, actually. I used to, when I first started doing this with clients, helping them with their nutrition stuff or patients in my practice, I didn't focus as much attention on the fiber. So my biggest thing, this is where I messed up, I'm just going to spill my guts. I still push protein, yes, but I was pushing so much that I was neglecting fiber. And guess what they were complaining of? Constipation. Exactly. So
I tell people, and here's what I tell them, because and we haven't got to fat, but when I am looking, that's why I really don't like macros. That's the other thing that bothers me, that people are like macro counter. The only problem with the macro counter is I look at fiber as a fourth macro.
Yeah, that is a really good point.
And so that's why I still like old school my Fitness Pal, because there's a nutrition panel and I can see those numbers.
Yep.
That's all I care about is those numbers. And so usually what I tell people, that you need 25 to 40 grams of fiber alone. Okay. People that are doing low carb diets aren't even getting. No. So imagine, right? So you need that. And it's not a poop factor. Yes, you need it to poop. But the other thing is, let's say you go just fine. It's not going to cause you to stay in the bathroom even more. It's not a laxative. Fiber's not a laxative. Fiber actually was a gift from God. I mean, if you look at the disciples, they were walking through, plucking things right off the stalk. That was fiber. And what it does is it detoxes your body. It regulates your blood sugar. It's a non-digestible carbohydrate. So if you're going to have a total amount of carbs, let's say you're trying to lose weight and you're not super active, the majority of your carbs, right, need to be, 25 to 40 grams of fiber. So I'll look at people's totals. This is just me. And I tell them, if your totals after you've subtracted your fiber is between 70 and 110, I'm happy with that. Let's say you have 40 grams of fiber, you're at 150 carbs. And you're not even super active. That's a maintenance. And I believe that is how you lose weight correctly, because if you take all your carbs away, and you're really only losing water.
Exactly.
Carbs make you hold water. So when you add them back in and the scale goes up, please don't freak out.
Yes.
Right? Don't freak out. You want to help me out with this concept?
As far as like why the scale isn't a reliable source of
accuracy.
Yes. There are so much, it's not just water, but like things like stress. How did you sleep?
Oh my gosh. Sodium.
Did
you have some Prosecco?
Yes. All of those things can make you hold on or make the scale kind of jump a little bit. But oh my gosh, you do not gain 1 to 3 pounds of body fat in a 24-hour period.
It's not possible at all. Therefore, can we just stop not eating carbs? Carbs are not the enemy. And there's some people like me. So most of y'all know my history. You would think that I'm a carb hater. Do you know if I take carbs out of my diet, I will not lose weight?
Right.
My genetics, it works worse. I mean, of course, I'm going to drop maybe water weight, but then as soon as we go on vacation and I eat some French fries, I'm going to gain that back plus some, because my body doesn't know what to do with the carbs anymore, because I haven't given it to it enough. And then we've got like Hashimoto's. We have all of these, and so people, it's giving carbs a bad rap. But if you think about it, guys, you ate like I did. You had bologna and cheese, and you had ho-hos, and you had, pizza and donuts, and you had a lot of bad carbs growing up. Right? We didn't have a lot of fiber. Fiber wasn't taught. Therefore, the thyroid, right? Because your thyroid and insulin, they compete against each other. Mm-hmm. High amounts of insulin all the time disrupt your thyroid.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And so you need to let it rest a little bit by eating. I just tell people regulate insulin on your own by doing protein and fiber.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is carbs.
Yep.
Which is carbs.
Yep. There was something you had touched on. I wanted to.
We winged this if you didn't know it.
Yes, we always do, because we want to be completely. Yeah, we wanted to be completely real on this. But if you think about it, like I'll tell you right now, there's no way, because both of us are big advocates for strength training too. There's no way I could go in there and lift weight without carbohydrates. They are your body's number one or preferred source of energy.
Yes. And usually I would say, because even after you lift, you need glycogen. You need to put it back in there.
Thank you.
Yes. So a lot of times I have, my little secret powder, I'll tell you, which has fiber and some carbs, and I add that in with my protein, and then I eat as well. So I'm getting usable carbs, right? So that I'm also not hangry later.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But you've got to replenish That's what you use for energy. You're not going to be able to lift the car off the kid in that state of emergency. What is that called when you've got all that?
Oh my gosh. I just call it mom strength. I don't even know.
Like
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline. You're not going to be able to. You've got to eat the carb, right? Your kid will stay squished. We have to eat the carbs, right? So it's a good mom move, right? That's like you strength train if something happens. But if you are on an Atkins diet,
oh my gosh,
you're not going to be able to save that child. That's probably really dark. I'm teasing. I'm sorry.
My kids, honestly, like if I don't have carbohydrates, they probably think I'm a monster. I mean, I turn into like if I say I'm hungry, you got about literally 7 minutes to give me some carbohydrates.
That's the meanest I am. It's literally the meanest I am. I am so mean when I'm hungry. That's why like I have snacks everywhere, in here, in my car, at home, in my bedroom. You have to have, it's a snack bag. It's not for our kids.
It's for us.
It's for us. It's not really for them. It's for us. Okay, so we've talked a little bit. I'm checking our time. We've talked about carbs and why they're good. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of people disagree, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know? And fiber, importance of fiber.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk one thing about the fiber and the normal bowel movements and things like that too, on the medical perspective of it. When we have estrogen dominance, and we'll talk about this later too. Estrogen dominance is a big thing right now because of our diets.
And men and women.
Men and women, exactly right. Yep, thank you for saying that. Sedentary lifestyles, but a lot of it has to do with the lack of fiber in our diet too, because when we have our normal bowel movements, we excrete estrogen through our stool.
Thank you.
So if you're not having a bowel movement every day, you're
reabsorbing estrogen into your body.
Yeah. So
come on, fiber wise.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. Speaking of, like, I'm not sitting here trying to sell this either, but I did start fiber wise, and that stuff. Ask Chad. Like, not to be graphic.
No,
but
it is.
I look forward to my morning routine.
It's amazing because let me just tell you, this is the way it should be. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta. 2 minutes later. Oh, okay.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yes.
I mean, Chris is always like, "What? What?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You were like just in there." I'm like, "That's so good." That is how you know. It's just go. It's just go, and we're done.
This is the truth.
It is awesome.
It is true.
Fiber will change your life. I'm just telling you. That's why it's a huge component, and it's also a carb, and it's not in your veggies really. And if you try to eat a trough of spinach and you calculate that on your MyFitnessPal for me, you will come in and it'll be like 12 grams. It's a grain.
Yeah.
It is an actual carb. So anyway,
we forgot to mention though that fiber's great, but we also have to back that up with some water.
Yeah,
or else you're going to have some problems.
So now we're moving. That's why hydration is the next topic, right? Because obviously we're going to get to protein. We're going to fill you with protein and fiber, and there's going to be everybody's going to be mean.
Yeah.
So no, we've got to drink water. And you know what? Everybody's got their kryptonite. Mm-hmm. Mine is water.
Mine is too.
Are you serious?
Oh my gosh.
It's all that I drink, literally. I have it with me, but that doesn't mean that I drink it.
Yeah.
I did that 75 card thing. And I drank it. Okay, so get this. And I talked to people about this. So I drank a gallon of water. And I noticed Chris had started doing it with me, and he fell off the wagon like 30 days in. I was really proud of that. Anyway, I finished it. Anyway, but he was getting thirstier at night after he'd finished it, thirstier. And I was too, but for some reason, women, we tend to take care of other people before we do ourselves. And all of a sudden I was like, you're dehydrating yourself. He was flushing out his electrolytes.
Oh.
He was drinking. And yes, and it's not something people talk about. So some people can do more water than others, but his mineral balance was out of whack.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is if you're going to do these challenges, if you're going to drink a gallon a day, more than a gallon a day, but you find yourself thirstier, then, which is odd, then you just need to find a good electrolyte. You just need to get your minerals balanced back out. Magnesium, potassium, calcium, a little sodium. We usually aren't sodium deficient. Unless, most of you are not like marathon. Maybe you are a marathon runner, maybe you are. But that was a factor for me. And you want to hear another story?
Yeah, let's do it. You always have good ones.
Okay, so this is a good story. So I did 2 fitness competitions, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Primarily just one was because of That's another story. So anyway, I told you I was overweight. That's fine, right? Well, I got to the point where I didn't want to be in shorts anymore. I just really was inward, little, demons from your past kind of a deal. And I had one of my clients come in and they looked amazing. I was so proud of them. And she was like, and I said, you've done great. This is awesome. And she literally looked me in the face and goes, if you're not good enough for you, there's no way I am.
Oh.
Okay. So I do not like swimsuits. I do not like shorts, like none of that stuff. So I had gotten really bad. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this to kind of fight demons. I went into it totally blinded. And I only dieted 6 weeks before.
Okay.
But instead, what I did was, are you ready? I had this certain food list. I decided instead of sodium loading and then dehydrating, I kept my sodium at like 500 milligrams a day.
Okay.
And I just didn't sweat.
Okay.
Mild, and then because I'm just dieting down. I should be able to keep my protein up, maintain what I have, and diet down. Indian summer, October, this park opens. I meet my friend over on whatever that Bardstown Road new park is, Parklands.
Yeah.
There's no trees.
Yeah.
There's no
hot,
trees there. It's hot. And we're talking, and we've been talking a while, and it was great. And we're talking, and all of a sudden we're talking 10 miles. And I'm like, we got to turn around. We turn around. We go back to the car. I'm hot. I'm sweating. We're just walking, right? Walking. I get in the car, and I do not feel good. And I've got my big water, and I'm drinking water. I'm like, ugh. So I get home, and I feel so sick. And I drink some more water, and I call my husband. And I'm like, babe, my heart is acting funny. You're going to have to come home. I mean, I need to go to the ER. Something is really wrong. And he's like, okay. And I laid down, and I had to pee, right? We're talking about all of the excretions today, not all of them. But I had to pee, and I get up, and it was dark. And I looked, and I was like, dadgummit, I have not had any sodium. So I got some electrolytes. I drank that and immediately felt better. But I almost killed myself.
Wow, that's crazy.
Killed myself.
But thank goodness you were able to recognize that, though. And that's the stuff we need to talk about, because how many people wouldn't have known that?
She's like, I want to hear your stories.
Seriously, yeah.
But I did. I almost killed myself.
Yeah.
Trying to go against the grain, and in those competitions they can create really bad eating patterns.
It can, definitely. You cannot. It is not for the.
It is not for
mentally, if you're not stable there.
Yeah, thank you.
Body image wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So that was why I did it, and I didn't pose. I wore a necklace. Who does that? I wore a necklace. Only one there. Isn't it pretty? And I'm in like the older class, and they all have something to prove. So none of them are nice to me. And they're all, I'm like, hey, thank you, Spencer. I'm here. I go out there like this. Ask Chris.
I did too, though.
And that's all that mattered. And it felt so good. And I can tell you that was one of those strongholds, those principalities that whisper to you, and like one of those chains were broken.
Yeah.
Not that I want to do that again, but it's crazy how, the enemy wants to whisper negative thoughts to you, and how even in a position that I was in, my way of blocking that somewhat was just putting all my energy into other people, helping them never fight those demons that I fought, but in turn they were getting stronger and stronger, and I don't really deal with that anymore, which is great. But yeah, that was why I did it, and that was how I almost died.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
So drink your water, and if you're still thirsty, add some electrolytes.
Yes, sustain
is amazing. It is, and that's what I did. That saved me that day. It genuinely saved me. So if you are doing fiber and you're doing a lot of protein, and as we talk throughout the next few ones, because we're going to finish up the macros on our second podcast, and just please remember, protein digests slowly, and it will stop you up.
Yes. And
so will fiber. Fiber absorbs water. You have two types, soluble, insoluble. And the one that absorbs water, it's a very cool, it makes this gel.
Yes, it is so cool. I'm like, yeah.
And the gel, like, blocks absorption of saturated fat, which is how it lowers cholesterol. So if you want to lose weight, you got to have fiber because it blocks that.
Yep.
You know,
absolutely.
that gel is.
Yeah. We didn't really. Sorry, are we getting close on time?
No, we got time.
Okay, let's give some examples of what like a complex carb versus a simple carb. I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but and you said grains and things, but like,
I know.
You go ahead. Yeah, because that way we can break it down for some of them.
Here's what I tell people when it comes to fruit, because we also have things where we're looking at diabetes and insulin resistance and things like that, not just weight loss. But when it comes to those issues, what I tell people, because people do have stronger metabolisms, they burn more, there's more muscle mass, the ratios are different. But let's say you're insulin resistant, you're type 2 diabetic, you don't have a lot of muscle yet. My best idea for fruits for you are going to be apples with the peel, and all of your berries, because the seeds and the skin are where your fiber is. Kiwis, they're full of seeds. It's just, if you can eat the skin, it's good. And I tell people that, oh my gosh, you're not going to like this.
Am I? I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead. Shoot.
There's two things I feel like sabotage people. And it's when they try to do these really healthy shakes. Did we already talk about this?
I don't think so.
And there's two things that some of y'all do that drives me crazy if we're trying to lose weight. You make this healthy shake and you put in this super ripe banana, which is all sugar, or you do a whole avocado.
Oh,
and I'm just like, so then these super smoothies are like 780 calories. Like, I just love my morning smoothie. Of course you do. Yeah. It's like 47 grams of sugar and 89 grams of fat. And I know it seems like it's natural and healthy. And so if I am working with you to lose weight, I do take away, and this is terrible, I take away your avocado and I take away your banana, because I feel like if you cut the avocado, you have to eat the whole thing. Because that thing goes bad. It goes bad. Yes. So no one wants the avocado to go bad, so they just eat the whole thing on toast and then put the other half in their smoothie, and then they wonder why they're not losing weight. Yeah. They just had 900 calories worth of avocado.
In one thing. And that's why I'm so excited about the next one too, is because it takes a very little bit to really
hit the spot
and to meet your calories. Like, it's very easy to overdo it if you are trying to be in a deficit.
I cannot wait to talk about fat. I have some big pet peeves on that one.
Okay, good. Me too.
Good. And I'm not bad. I'm looking. I'm signing sheet for it.
Do you want to do gas station goodie?
Gas station goodie. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna hold it up this time, since the last time we just ripped into it and ate it all.
So it's called a Fulfill, and this is literally bought at a gas station. This flavor is chocolate salted caramel.
It says vitamins and protein bar.
Yes.
I love the way they didn't say minerals. I think that if it says minerals, they're liars, because you're not really going to absorb it anyway. But the vitamins are awesome.
So it is a total of 160 calories. And so it's 5 grams of fat, 15 grams of carbs, 15 protein, and 0 fiber.
So you need extra water with this one.
Yes. Yeah, and then definitely don't overdo it.
This with your fiber wise.
Yes. There you go. That's a good balance right there.
It is.
Yeah. So, do you want to go first?
I'm going to break it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think anything could beat that cinnamon Pop-Tart.
I went back.
I know. I was, what gas station? Well,
the 5-star on 44. Oh, am I not supposed to say that?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Cut it out. We're lying. We're just teasing.
You'll never. I'm not going to tell you where I got them, because I'm going to buy them all.
Is my daughter was like, Mom, you don't tell people where you're at. And I'm like, we're at the gym. It's okay.
Yeah.
If we were at home, we might end up on like a 2020 special, stalked after midnight. Right. Anyway, but we're here and there's lots of cameras. So let's eat this.
Okay, you ready?
It has like Rice Krispies on top.
Yeah.
And I bet those are protein Krispies.
I don't
get it either. Mm-hmm. I don't get any of that weird protein.
This reminds me of something though.
It reminds me of it. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I'll get it. I close my eyes.
Is it?
It's like a generic Milky Way.
Or like a Take 5?
No. It would be more pretzel-y.
Oh.
But kind of Take 5 without the pretzels. Mm-hmm. It is a Take 5 without the pretzels.
Really
oh my
good.
gosh, if that had pretzels in that.
Should put some pretzels on top.
And
Pretzels,
peanut butter.
fiber wise.
That's what you need. This is good. This tastes like a candy bar. I mean, if you're going to go someplace and your family, if you're going to the movies and you're sneaking your own snacks in, this is what you want to sneak in your purse.
Yeah, I'll agree with
Or movie theaters.
I got it.
Sell the fulfill bars.
Yep.
At the counter.
Heat it up and put it on a graham cracker.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I'm done.
That would be really
I'm done
good.
with my ideas.
That is really good. If you're handing out Halloween candy, eat the fulfill bar.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah.
It'll totally, it's like a Milky Way / it's like a generic Milky Way with some sort of rice stuff on top.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm impressed with that.
I'm impressed. I'm going to take a drink.
So, thanks for tuning in. And we appreciate you all kind of giving us the feedback. We're so grateful for the people who've listened to the podcast before and has given us talking points. We're going to get to those. I promise you. We've got like a list of things we're going to try to tackle over the next couple months.
Months into weeks. Yeah. So keep them coming. Keep your ideas coming. We really genuinely appreciate that. And share it. Please share it. Because here's the thing. You're not going to realize as you share it that you're going to touch somebody that has been lied to or has been seeking just somebody to talk about an issue, or you're just going to be able to help somebody else. Yeah. I believe that with my whole heart.
I do too.
The more people we sit down with, or the more people, and we've had requests from some of you all to work with both of us.
Yes.
So we're going to work on that.
Yep.
We're going to work on a real CO package to kind of, to figure out how you can get all of it in one and just really transform your life in education. And obviously we don't want to keep you all forever. We want you all healed and moving on because we have families too. And, we want you fixed.
Yep.
But we will be looking at packaging that together. So for some of you all that have asked, because honestly, that makes my heart happy. That means some of you are ready for real transformation and real health and to really change. And so, yeah, we are working on that.
I'm so happy to be able to do this. That's just what I need to say.
So, I guess, share.
Yep.
Like.
Comment.
That's it. Share, like, comment. Woo! I will get it right at some point. Find us on Apple and Spotify and
YouTube.
And we will see you next week.
I'ma do that ASAP. Throw my faith in rap, but it say don't say that, huh?